It's time for my summer manga haul part 2, so let's take a look at all the manga, anime, and other stuff I picked up throughout July. So in case you missed it, just a few days ago I posted what I called the summer manga haul part 1, which was basically just a cheeky way for me to release my June manga haul almost an entire month late. So yeah, this is just my July haul. Anyway, so this is all the stuff that I picked up in July, but it doesn't include anything that I picked up at Anime Expo because I did make a separate haul video for that. So if you're curious about all the stuff that I grabbed at the convention, you can check that one out. And I still have an open competition over there for someone to win a copy of the Death Note Volume 1 Variant Edition that was an exclusive to both Anime Expo and San Diego Comic-Con. I'll be closing that soon and choosing a winner and shipping that copy to them, and the contest is open worldwide. So if you haven't entered, if you haven't checked out that video yet, go ahead and do so now. Anyway, let's go ahead and jump on into the July haul. We're gonna, as always, start with all my manga. I'm gonna go publisher by publisher, and we're gonna work our way up to the one that I have the most from, and then we're gonna get into some Blu-rays and stuff. I have a significant stack this time compared to before, and then all the figures and other things that I grabbed throughout the month of July. So at the top of the stack here, we've got Titan manga. I've got one release from them, and that is Adam the Beginning Volume 5. This is, of course, the Astro Boy kind of prequel story. It's a lot of fun, just fun action-packed stuff and a lot of references to Astro Boy and characters that appear in that series. Next up, we have a really cool one from Fantagraphics. This is Okinawa. This actually is the first book that the Manga-splaining podcast is publishing. They're doing this one hand in hand with Fantagraphics, and they have announced some other things that they're going to be releasing, I believe, next year. They were just announced at both Anime Expo and San Diego Comic-Con, but this is Manga-splaining's first release, and I am very thankful because they sent this to me early. So big thanks to both Manga-splaining and Fantagraphics for this release. Okinawa is a fantastic, thick hardcover volume. It is a story about basically the tail end of World War II, focusing on Japan, of course, and things that were happening within Okinawa. But it's not this bombastic story. It's not something that's oh, these are the terrors and the horrors of war. But instead, it focuses a lot more on the humans, the people that are involved, and it shows you a lot of the humanity behind the soldiers that are sucked into the war, which makes it hurt even more when things happen. And there are also some chapters in here that are meant to be more comedic in nature, so it's got a mix of very drama and then comedic tones, and it has a slice of life tone to it as well. It's different than a lot of war-related manga that I've ever read. But if you are at all intrigued, if you follow the Manga-splaining podcast as well, you probably already know about this and are excited about it, and I do highly recommend it. It is a fantastic release. Fantagraphics did a great job with it. Now from Drawn and Quarterly, something else different. This is Offshore Lightning from Saito Nazuna. Now, I haven't gotten a chance to read this one yet. Actually haven't gotten a chance to read a lot of things in the July haul just yet because I was sick for a good week plus and could not get any reading done. So I'm behind, not terribly behind, but I am more behind than I usually am. But this one is a series of short stories, so it's an anthology volume, and if I'm not mistaken, they focus on an older characters. It's not young adults and stuff. It's not middle-aged, but septuagenarian main characters and stuff in different stories that they get involved in, which is interesting to me because you don't usually get older characters as a focus, especially not in a lot of manga that has been published in English. Next, I've got 3 releases from Square Enix. At the top of the list, we got The Girl I Like Forgot Her Glasses Volume 4. I know the anime started out recently with this one. I can't do the animation in there. It's not for me. But the manga itself is really cute and it's funny, despite the fact that I can consistently am how is she still forgetting her glasses almost every day? And the manga is ending in Japan. Volume 12 should be the last one. So we're a third through that. It's not that long. She's finally gonna remember her glasses, don't worry. And then we've got Apothecary Diaries, volume, what is this, 9? 8, volume 8, getting ahead of myself. This one, I believe, has an anime coming out really soon. So that is fun. If you're into like seinen fantasy stuff, then Apothecary Diaries is there for you. And then volume 11 of the hardcover deluxe edition releases of Soul Eater. This is 11 out of, I think, 17, so we're not too far off from the end, but not too close either. Okay, next up we've got a few from Seven Seas. At the top of the stack, I've got the Skull Dragon's Precious Daughter. I was going to say the Skull Daughter's Precious Dragon for a second. And I really loved the first volume. Second volume was still great as well. But this is off to a really good start, and it's a really great fantasy title with, I know you really can't see that, but with really just really beautiful artwork. If you're at a bookstore, if you're at Barnes & Noble or whatever the bookstore is where you are, and you happen to see this book, just flip through it, check out the artwork because it's gorgeous, and I highly recommend it. The story as well is very cute. This one, however, if you find it at the store, it might be wrapped, so you can't really flip through it, but this is the Great Snake's Bride Volume 1. This one has a woman who is kind of given as a tribute to this giant snake god, and she marries him. It is very much like a Beauty and the Beast type situation where, you know, she's introduced to him, she's scared of him and stuff, she's intimidated, but then she finds that the beast, the snake god, is a lot more gentle than she anticipated. Things happen though. It is rated 17 plus. It's not 18 plus, so it's not full on, you know, but it is 17 plus, so just keep that in mind if you decide to pick it up. The drama though and the character work is fantastic, and I know it's a strange concept, but I am really looking forward to finding out what happens next. Here's a fantastic drama series. My Girlfriend's Child Volume 2. Volume 1 absolutely blew me away when it came out. This series is great. If you want drama, this is the one to grab. And the artwork is just gorgeous, just gorgeous. This is another one, if you go to the store, if you're at your bookstore and you see it, flip through, look at the artwork. It's great. It's a really like simple concept. Deals with teenage pregnancy and stuff. So a teen couple, high school couple, the girl one day finds that she's pregnant, and it's basically what they have to go through with this new revelation in their life, and not just what the two of them go through, but what, you know, things are going to happen around them and the way that people in their lives, like their families and stuff, are going to react to this stuff. Volume 2 kind of deals with them expanding like who knows about the situation and how they reacted to it. Really, really great series so far. I can't wait to read more. And then we've got Ayakashi Triangle, very much not the same as that at all. It's a, you know, ecchi comedy action series. That's all I gotta say about that one. It's been a minute since I've read this series. I have read the content in this volume though, but it has been a minute since I've read it. And then another complete, you know, heel pivot turn is Les Miserables, the manga adaptation. This is volume 3 out of 4. This collects the Japanese volumes 5 and 6 out of a total of 8. This is the manga adaptation of Victor Hugo's classic novel that's been adapted to all kinds of different things, and now it's been adapted into this manga. I think there's a previous manga adaptation as well, but this is the Shonen manga adaptation. This is by the same artist that adapted the Darren Shan Cirque du Freak novels into manga, did this adaptation, and it's really good. I'm gonna say, like, I really was surprised by how good the adaptation is. Even if you're not a fan of the Victor Hugo novel, you might enjoy it. It's good stuff. Now let's go to Kodansha. I have a surprisingly small Kodansha stack this time. I guess last month was heavier with Kodansha. But at the top of the stack, we've got Shaman King Flowers Volume 3. They are churning this series out, which is great. I'm hoping that we get a lot more Shaman King spin-offs, sequel, whatever releases physically, because this is the first, and there are many, many more. Then we've got A Condition Called Love. This one also is getting an anime soon, so if you want to get ahead of the anime and read the manga, this is a cute high school rom-com series about a couple. A boy falls for a girl, but the boy doesn't really know how to express his emotions normally, and so everything he's doing is weird. And the way that, like, I said this before, but the way that I've read it is he's just he's a dork. Like, he's a complete dork. So he's doing these things that, like, he thinks this is how you're supposed to court a girl. And it's weird, but then you find out, like, kind of starting in this volume, like, why he is a little bit weird about those things. Anyway, another rom-com series is The Galaxy Next Door, Volume 5. I think, I might be wrong, but I think Volume 6 is the end of this one. So this is from the same creator as Sweetness and Lightning. So if you read that and enjoyed that one, definitely pick this one up, check it out. This one deals with an alien girl that comes down and forms a relationship with a manga artist that raises his younger siblings. And then we've got one of my favorite series that's ongoing right now, period. My favorite shoujo title right now, my favorite romance title, In the Clear Moonlit Dusk. I talk about this, you know, as much as I can, not just here, but on my other platforms as well, because I absolutely love this title. It's such a simple concept. A girl who's made fun of because she's not traditionally feminine, and then all of a sudden the cool guy from the class starts to take an interest in her, and this series follows them as they move forward in their relationship. Very simple concept, but the relationship between the characters and just the dramatic beats that the series takes are just pitch perfect. They are expertly crafted, and the artwork is phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. If you're gonna read, if you want one romance title, this is the one that I highly recommend. This is it. And one more book from Kodansha. We've got the 5th omnibus edition of Fire Force. So this collects volumes, what is it? 5 times 3 would be 12, 13, or 13, 14, and 15, which means that we're not far off from the halfway point with these omnibus editions. And as I say every time, I'm really enjoying Fire Force. This is my first time reading the series. I put it off because I was originally going to wait until I finished reading Soul Eater to get into Fire Force, but then when these omnis came out, I was like, you know what, I'm gonna jump on in, and I'm glad that I did, because I'm really enjoying it. It's a lot of fun. I do have some issues with some of the, like, unnecessarily forced fan service, but it is what it is. At least with a manga, it's easy to, like, glance over that. You're not kind of forced to see it on the screen as you are in anime releases, but really enjoying it, really enjoying it. And every time I say that, people in the comments of my videos are like, yeah, good thing, glad you're enjoying it, yeah. So, yeah. Anyway, let me grab the next stack, is gonna be Yen Press. Okay, so we've got a bunch of stuff from Yen Press. None of these are the things that they sent me. They haven't sent me the August releases just yet. They're still kind of getting back into the you know, norm of things after doing a few conventions in a row. Anyway, so we have first up, Call the Name of the Night. This is a beautifully illustrated fantasy series. I haven't read the entirety of Volume 1 yet, so I haven't read Volume 2 yet either, but the part of Volume 1 that I have read, I loved so much that I knew that I needed to get to the next volume anyway. Shadow's House, Volume 4, is that this one? Yeah, Volume 4. This one is a kind of spooky, but like low-key spooky series about the nobles and their shadows that serve them, that live in this house, and just the things that they get up to. Every volume kind of expands on the concepts within the series in interesting ways, so you get to see more about what this house is and more about what the shadows are, and I almost dropped the book. Next up we have Shy Volume 3. This one's got an anime that either just started or is about to start. I'm not really keeping up, but it is a superhero series whose main character is shy. She's extremely shy. She has social anxiety. And it has a lot of basically just heroes from around the world, from different countries and stuff like that. Really interesting so far. Then we have Touring After the Apocalypse. I think the title of this one is pretty self-explanatory. The apocalypse happened, and we have the characters are going around the world after the apocalypse. And you get a look at, like, everything that's happened, you know, the way that the world has changed and the different types of things that appear. Anyway, next up we have Run on Your New Legs, Volume 5. This is the final volume of this drama sports title about a young man who loses his leg, and he gets this new running blade made after he's kind of lost hope in being able to return to being an athlete. He didn't know about these running blades and stuff, so he gets one made and given to him, and it completely changes his life. And you can kind of see on the cover, he's happy about this. He's got a smile on his face. Fantastic series. I haven't gotten to finish this last volume yet, but volumes 1 through 4 were great. I highly recommend it if you want a kind of a short sports series, but also one that has is kind of uplifting and has a great you know, great emotions to it. Then we've got Kakegurui Twin Volume 13, the spin-off to the main Kakegurui series. Kowloon Generic Romance Volume 4. There's nothing generic about it, I promise you. This is one of my favorite series right now. It's definitely my favorite series coming from Yen Press right now, and if you haven't given it a chance yet, definitely do so. I think it's supposed to wrap up. The creator said something about it being close to like 12, 13 volumes total. I'm not absolutely sure how accurate that's going to be, but basically she was saying it's not going to be too much longer. Then another one that I really love from Yen Press is Coffee Moon. This is an interesting time loop story. I haven't read this volume yet, but apparently this is where things start kind of changing and getting into maybe a different type of arc for the series. So I'm really looking forward to seeing what happens there. And then we've got I guess just one that's actually part of Eyes Press, but these are like webtoon, you know, K-comic type stuff. So first up we have the third volume, The Beginning After the End. I've really been enjoying this one. None of these I have read on the apps and stuff. Reading them physically is the first time that I'm reading them, and I know this one's got a lot of material, so it's gonna be a while before we catch up, but this one's been really fun so far. What's Wrong with Secretary Kim? This one I know has got some different adaptations and stuff. I read about half of the first volume, really had fun with it, so I need to finish that and then jump into volume 2 here. I think it's only 6 volumes total, if I'm not mistaken, so not a huge commitment. And then probably the best of the Eyes Press line, in my opinion, is The Boxer. Fantastic action series with amazing artwork from JH, who also has the series The Horizon that Yen is publishing under Eyes Press, that I highly, highly, highly recommend checking out. But The Boxer is a ton of fun, and I love, if you compare the artwork from The Boxer to the artwork from Horizon, it's very different because the artwork from The Boxer is very like stark and clean looking and utilizes negative space a lot, whereas the artwork from The Horizon is very muddy looking, and it's a very interesting contrast to see. Now I'm going to jump into the last stack of manga, but it is a big one, and that's everything that I got from Viz Media and all of their imprints. Just give me a second while I go and grab those. All right, I told you it was a big one, so we're going to jump through these real quick. First up, we have Undead Unluck Volume 12. I don't remember what volume we were on. Fantastic series. Kaguya-sama Love is War Volume 26. We are almost done with this one. Ayashimon Volume 3, we are done with this one. This is the third volume or the final volume of this series by Hell's Paradise creator Yuji Kaku, that got canceled early in the Shonen Jump magazine. Sakamoto Days Volume 9, another absolutely fantastic series. World Trigger Volume 25, so we're kind of regularly getting volumes of this one again. Hugely anticipated book, Akane Banashi Volume 1, finally out in print. It feels like forever ago that got announced for a print run. Volume 2 of Dark Gathering. This one's anime just started up, and I haven't checked the anime out, but I really enjoyed the first volume, so I'm excited to check out the second one probably later today after I make this video. Then we've got Naruto Next Generations, Naruto Next Generations, Volume 17, moving this story right along. I'm enjoying it. It's an easy read. That's all I'll say about that. It's not like gonna win any awards or anything. It's not gonna ever be on the top of my list, but it is a fun read, and it's fun to keep visiting the world of Naruto. After having grown up with it from like the age of 12 through whenever it finished for me, it's cool to turn back on these things. Anyway, Seraph of the End, Vampire Reign Volume 27, moving right along with this series as well. And we've got one light novel from the Shonen Jump line, and that is Chainsaw Man Buddy Stories. So this one has a bunch of different short stories about little team-ups. It does have a little bit of new artwork within by Fujimoto himself. I'm going to find the artwork to show y'all. There's another picture. You can see it if you go to like your bookstore and they have copies sitting around. There's a picture of Power, and yeah, I think that's all the artwork. Oh, there's a little poster in there as well. So giving you all a little preview of this light novel and everything that comes within it. There you go. So that's the Chainsaw Man Buddy Stories light novel. Then we've got some things from the Shonen Sunday line. First up, Help Volume 4. This one's anime also recently started airing. I'm really enjoying the manga. It's a fun action series, and it's not that long either. It's like 12 total volumes, I think. And Rumiko Takahashi's Mao, another fantastic read. Next up, Case Closed Volume 87. If you need a mystery series, you know exactly where to go. I know it's got 87 volumes, but I mean, you could pick up a volume or two wherever, and like, you'd have to skip the first chapter or two, but then most volumes have 1 to 2 like full cases within, so you can enjoy some mystery stuff if that's what you want. Volume 21 of Sleepy Princess and the Demon Castle. I feel like it's been a while since we got a volume of that. I might be wrong, I might just be dumb. Then we've got some Shojo Beat stuff. Prince Freya Volume 9, Yona of the Dawn 39, and our annual Kaze Hikaru release. It's very annoying that this is an annual release because the series is done and it has like, what, 45 volumes? And then I only had 2 older manga that I got this time, so I just integrated it into everything else instead of doing it separately. One of them is another Shojo Beat, and that's Library Wars Volume 5. This is the final volume that I needed for this series, so now I have it complete, and I will try to get to reading it pretty soon. And then Pokemon Adventures Black 2 and White 2 Volume 3. Now I have everything as far as Pokemon Adventures goes, the $10 graphic novel size, not the $5 half size volumes, but I've been needing to get that one for a couple months since I had my previous Pokemon haul. Then we've got a couple of Viz Originals books. We've got Devil's Candy Volume 3 and Rainbow Rowell's Fangirl Volume 3. And then we've got several from the signature line, Boys Abyss Volume 2, continuing along with this dark and dramatic and depressing series, and then Record of Ragnarok Volume 7, which is not a very depressing series. It's a good one to kick back with and enjoy some action-packed fun. Then we've got a new release from Junji Ito, the Soichi hardcover. This includes all of the various Soichi-related stories in one place. Most of these we have not seen in English before. I think that there's like 2 of them here that have been released in English before, if I'm not mistaken. But anyway, Soichi hardcover from Junji Ito is finally out. I think we do still have like 1 more Ito release before the end of the year, and there's at least 2 more Ito releases that have been solicited. The Mimi's Tales of Terror, I think, is the end of this year, and then the light novel release, where it has 1 Ito chapter at the end of it, comes out next year. But this is, as far as story collections go, because this is labeled as the Junji Ito Story Collection Soichi, Story Collection with Spine as well, there's only 3 more of those left. So we're almost to the end of these story collections. Not that that's the end of Ito, but that's the end of the story collections. And I got 1 art book from Viz, and I want to talk about this one a little bit because I'm kind of disappointed in it. This is the Marvel Comics Manga Tribute art book. I was really excited because I'm a huge comics fan, and I love manga as well, so I was excited to see a bunch of like manga artists taking on these characters. And there are some cool things in here, like here's Yasuhiro Naitao doing Venom, creator of Trigun, and there's stuff like Kyu Hayashida doing Ant-Man, creator of Dorohedoro, you don't know by name. But the problem with this, and the reason that I'm let down by it, is because there's like every single piece in this book is an existing piece from like a comic book cover or a variant cover or some sort of promotional piece that's already been existing. And I think there's only 5 original pieces of artwork within this book. Whereas, and the reason why that's disappointing is because the Star Wars Tribute volume came out like a year or 2 ago, and this one is, if I'm not mistaken, like complete just original artwork. Also, the fact that they labeled this as like a manga tribute, when a lot of the artists that are featured in this book are not manga artists, they're just artists that work in like comics that happen to be Japanese. Like Peach Momoko or Sana Takeda are Japanese, but they only have ever worked in like American comics. So that it's just really weird to me, and it was a disappointing release. And like, It's well put together and the pieces are nice to have for the most part. Like there's some really cool, this is another, like that's not, he wasn't a manga artist. This is Ken Nimura. He doesn't work in manga. Kia Asamiya, Black Panther, pretty neat. It's a nice looking release. It's got a lot of great artwork in it, but it could have been so much better. And I really hope that maybe Viz will do another one of these at some point, but do it better. Anyway, that's all the manga that I picked up. Let's go ahead and take a look at the anime that I picked up on various Blu-ray releases. But before we get into the next part of the video, a quick word from our sponsors, or a quick word from me about our sponsor for the video, Walt's Comic Shop. Now, I'm very excited to say that I have people from across the globe that watch my videos. However, I'm not always the best help when it comes to them asking me where they can shop for manga. However, I have been very fortunate that Walt's Comic Shop has sponsored me for the past several months, because now if you live in the EU, I have a great option for you to go to as far as shopping for manga. Walt's Comic Shop has a brick and mortar store in Berlin, Germany that you can visit if you're in the area, but they also ship all over the EU, and if you use the code The Omnibus Collector, you can get free shipping across the EU on your first order of €40 or more. Now, Walt's not only has a really great selection of manga, but also a great selection of graphic novels from American publishers and otherwise, like Marvel, DC, etc. So if you want to dip your toes into that stuff, it's a great way to do so. As well, they have fantastic shipping and great customer service and have very high ratings online. You can check it out for yourself. But check out Walt's Comic Shop, check out their selection and their great prices. And if it's your first time shopping with them, make sure to use that code The Omnibus Collector for free shipping on your first order of €40 or more. Now let's get back to the video. Okay, so I got 2 new Blu-ray releases, and then I got a bunch of existing, like older stuff that was on sale because of Right Stuff's birthday sales. First up is Thus Spoke Rohan Kishibe, or Kishibe Rohan. This is the spin-off OVA series from the main JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, adapting the spin-off manga series. This has, I think, four stories of Rohan in there that have been adapted so far. I enjoy this a lot. I think the animation was great on this. I think they did a great job adapting these. So I'm really excited that they put it onto Blu-ray. And I have one of my friends is always worried that like the anime that's put out, like Netflix exclusive anime and stuff like that, is never going to be released physically. And so seeing this gave him, I was like, yo, Rohan is coming out physically. I'm pretty sure we can count on Stone Ocean coming out physically in the US as well. He's like, oh good, thank God. Then I've got One Piece film Red. This is actually, it's not the first One Piece film that I will have watched, but it's the first one that I own physically. I missed it when it was in theaters. I've been wanting to see it, so I decided I'd go ahead and pick it up. I haven't watched it yet. I'll get to it pretty soon. And then all the stuff that was on part of the birthday sale, I got a bunch of Gundam Blu-rays to add to my existing Gundam collection. I already have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 different Gundam Blu-rays in my collection now. Now I'm adding this stack to almost, not quite, but almost complete the UC timeline. So we've got the 2 Gundam The Origin sets right there. And then I've got the 2 of the original Mobile Suit Gundam series, MS Igloo, 0083, Zeta Gundam New Translation, the 2 double Zeta sets, Unicorn Gundam, and finally we've got Gundam Narrative. So this almost completes my set, because I already have a few things from the UC timeline. Almost completes my UC timeline set. There's one other piece that I have on order that hasn't shipped yet, and then a few more things from like later in the UC timeline that I haven't picked up yet, but I'll get them later the next time they do a big sale. Now let's take a look at the figures and other things that I got in July, because there are quite a few different things, not just figures. All right, so first up, if you're familiar with my channel and my content, you might know that I am a huge fan of Slam Dunk. It is my favorite manga series of all time. And of course, there was a lot of promo stuff coming out because of the new movie, which no, I have not had a chance to see yet. I was invited to the premiere at Anime Expo by G Kids, and I had to decline because the exact same time that the movie was playing, I was hosting a panel, so I couldn't attend, which depressed me, but you know, I had a job to do. Anyway, so I pre-ordered these like at the beginning of the year from Hobby Link Japan, and got the whole set of the 5 main members of the team. There's 1, 2, 3, so auto-focused on the other one, 4, and 5. So fantastic little sculpts. I know they're kind of small figures, but I'm really excited to have them. They're a nice display piece altogether. And before this, I only had, or I still do, but I've only had like 1 Sakuragi figure, so it's nice to have the boys together. And then I just got this today, and I'm super excited about this, and you can count on me building this on a Twitch stream at some point soon, and that is the Big O model kit. This is the Moderoid from Good Smile. I believe that this kit is about 9 inches tall, so it's not like a super small figure, which is, I'm very excited about that. I've opened it up and kind of looked at the pieces, and it looks to be really high quality. I can't wait to get into building it. The Big O is one of my top 5 anime of all time, and I don't see enough people, like I don't have any merch from the Big O. Aside from just the Blu-ray release, I don't have anything, so I was really excited when this became available on Right Stuff, so I can finally have something the Big O related in my home and in my collection. So those are all the figures that I got in July, but I also got some other things, apparel related, and stuff. Basically I bought a bunch of stuff from the Shonen Jump store when they did their Bleach and Dandadan drops. Let me grab those real quick so I can finish up this haul. Okay, so I've got all the stuff in front of me. We'll go through it piece by piece. These are all from the Shonen Jump store. I know that they don't ship outside the US. I apologize for that, but for those of you, if you want any of this stuff, anything that's available from the Shonen Jump store, I don't know, but like, I know a lot of people use proxy services or like shipping forwarding services to where like you can set up an address within the US, have stuff shipped there, and then pay to have that company ship it to you overseas. It's just an option. I'm throwing it out there because I always have people comment when I show things like this from the Shonen Jump store. They're like, oh, they don't ship internationally, so I can't get it. Anyway, so first up, I got these Shonen Jump slides. I've been needing a good pair of house shoes or slides or whatever, so these, I actually was wearing them right before this shot, so putting them back on, but I'm now wearing these like every day. I'm gonna wear these out. I should have gotten 2 pair because I'm gonna wear them out. Then I got a bunch of shirts. First up, here's this green Bleach shirt. They had a bunch of Bleach stuff, but this was the one that I liked the most. The rest of them were fine, not really my style. I really like the image on the back as well. Then the rest of the stuff that I have is all Dandadan related. First up, you might have noticed, maybe not, I don't know, the Dandadan hoodie that I've been wearing. It's a blue zip-up hoodie. I have a lot of hoodies that, you know, if you watch my channel, you notice I will wear a different hoodie in most of my videos. I like hoodies, but I don't have a lot of zip-up ones. Now, let me show y'all the image on the back. Y'all can see it. It does have an image on the back. There was an image on the back as well. I'm hoping that you can see it, but if not, I guess I'll edit that out. Then I got a couple of other shirts, Dandadan related shirts. This red one. There's the back of the red one. These shirts are a little wrinkly because I've worn them and haven't washed them yet. And here's a black one that I got. And there's nothing on the back of that one. There is on the side, it's got some writing, but that's it. And then a couple of non-apparel related items. I got this Dandadan throw pillow. It's not my first, this is actually my 3rd anime related throw pillow. I'm kind of have a small addiction to anime and manga related throw pillows. I have a Chainsaw Man and Jujutsu Kaisen one as well. So yeah, you come to my house, you sit on some anime characters' faces. It's a really nice, plush, good quality throw pillow as well. I've fallen asleep on this one and the other ones multiple times. And then the Dandadan skateboard deck. This is the big one, the big item from that. Here's the top of the deck with the Dandadan logo on it, and then the bottom of the deck. Very cool looking. I haven't opened it up yet because I haven't had the chance to display it, so I don't want it to get scratched up and stuff. Anyway, that is the haul. That's everything that I picked up through the month of July. Again, this is not including anything from Anime Expo, so if you want to see what I picked up at the convention, check out the Anime Expo haul video that I posted in the middle of July. And while you're there, there is a competition that you can still enter to win a copy of Death Note Volume 1, the limited variant edition that was exclusive to Anime Expo and San Diego Comic-Con. Whew, that was a lot to say. Thank you so much for spending time with me. Thank you for watching the video. I appreciate all of you, and I will see you all on the next one. Peace out.